And looking at those community predictions, it's so hard not to pick, or it's hard to pick against Pandora after he said, "I am the best."
I know.
I mean, what a hard quote.
That confidence just through the roof, and you love to hear it. You know, he talks about being underrated. Everyone kind of thinking that he doesn't have what it takes to be here. He got lucky last year. Maybe he got lucky this year. He was the first one to get given a golden ticket. Blah, 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 blah. Now he is top 3 in the world, going up against a former world champion, and they have met one other time this year, back in August. Mugi actually taking that 2-0, and we'll see if Pandora can turn the tide on those statistics.
Phoenix walking towards this boulder, going to be a great way of taking that out. And Fisherman here as well. Will Pandora hold the Fisherman in with the Tornado? It looks like he's going to just kind of let it do its thing. And we see an RG opposite lane.
Yeah.
Wow. Mugi was realizing the Tornado had to come out of the Fisherman and went immediately for it.
And I like this. So he's going to take a lot of damage, but the Phoenix is going to be able to clean things up enough. And Mugi in a tower trade situation, now in a good spot to use the ability, yes, and we'll see how Pandora wants to respond.
I gotta talk about the matchup here. I always do. It's definitely in favor of Electro Giants, but
that's a big connection,
look at this
Juice.
Connection, the little prince, along with the log, gonna take this tower in lightning range.
And you see there Mugi maybe feeling the first bit of relief in the last 20+ minutes after that rough set against Pedro. 1190, 179. Mugi in a position where he can basically just spell cycle this out, assuming that final card will probably do enough damage, as Pandora needs to put together a fantastic minute and 15.
And it's very possible, once again, Royal Giant's only big counter to the Electro Giant is the Fisherman, but you can tornado that Fisherman in and counteract it completely, which is why Mugi is going to keep applying pressure and make it so hard for him to go for the Electro Giant push.
That's a great call. All the things you say right there, Juice. Aggressive RG at the bridge. Nado now something you don't have to worry about on the counter push. Mugi already has this game sewn up in spell power, so what is he going to do? He needs to get ahead of his opponent. Not sit back and defend, but like you said, create pressure so your opponent cannot get those perfect big E-Giant pushes. And once again, RG at the bridge.
But this time, Pandora has the Evil Archers and cycled the Barbarian Barrel for this offense as well. RG does get a couple shots, but he knows he has to take some damage if he wants to deal some back. Electro Giant getting taken out. There's another one at the bridge. Egg still alive for both players, but Mugi's Egg will reign supreme and be perfect for the defense here.
Excuse me, don't you know who I am?
And 585 remaining on that top tower, 179 on the bottom right. Fireball comes in. And a nice, easy cruise to victory here for Mugi. As you see that damage in early on, he holds on. A tower trade situation that really does pay off.
Yeah. Okay, we went from calling out random cards to just yelling loud noises. I am a little bit confused about that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys, try a little harder. This is the lower bracket finals. So here we go, Skelly Drag split in the back as Mugi leaking a little bit of elixir, showing us those Evo Archers, split Goblins in front to protect. And Evo Recruits down low.
Evo Recruits, and Mugi has a Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner, not the card you want versus those Recruits. I'd much rather have a Valkyrie or even just a Knight.
Yeah, I mean, earlier this year, I believe that was one of the reasons we stopped seeing Mighty Miners, because we started seeing Rogue Recruits absolutely everywhere. Ram Rider comes in here and pushes it back just a bit before it connects on this bomb tower. And that should be a nice, clean defense here from Mugi.
I have to point out that that Ram Rider usually would not go to the direction of that bomb tower, but in this situation, it was pushed by the Recruits along with the help of that Mighty Miner bomb to make sure that was a clean, 0 damage taken defense from both players now.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely clean across the board, 30-52 as you can see.
Archers in the back from Mugi. So we have Evo Archers versus Evo Recruits. Pandora does have those arrows to deal with the regular Archers, but once they're in the Evo form, it's going to be very difficult for him to break through.
And happy to see Mugi playing Wall Breakers here. He's played them 42 times on the season with a 74% win rate.
Wall Breakers might be showing why he's got that very nice
what
win
a
rate.
Great connection there. Still completely perfect on defense, but now is when those Royal Recruits get a little dangerous. And bomb tower, perfect there.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Royal Recruits bait out the bomb tower, and then they go for the Ram Rider. But look at that, Evo Archers and Cycle, and the Snowball. Gonna be a great way to lock down that Ram Rider.
And one of those Archers untouched, so you don't want arrows on top of them, obviously. We'll see how Pandora wants to take care of it as he sets up a God Cage here and a Lumberjack, and then we see Moogie going fancy footwork opposite lane. Mighty Miner tanking for the regular Miner.
Wall breakers kiting the Lumberjack backwards, but
Great
it does
kite.
get taken out, so they will not connect. But still, that Miner chip on the left-hand side is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, just a little early on those wall breakers, right, Juice? You play them just a little bit later, you can get a little bit of threatening push with those wall breakers, but instead Lumberjack takes them both out. Not exactly what Moogie wants, but could be worse.
And we see the Mother Witch. Mother Witch could have potential to get a lot of value here, spawning more pigs. And we see a cage in the back from Pandora. I mean, what a play. He's just banking up Elixir, similar to an Elixir pump.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting play. And then the worst thing that happens in his mind is the Goblin Brawler pops out and just goes down the left-hand lane. Best case scenario is you see Moogie kind of pause the brakes, or hit the brakes, I should say, on sending out any miners. Ram Rider connects on the right, second cage comes down.
And now we see one of the weirdest things in Clash Royale, 2 Goblin Brawlers on the board, but they're getting wiped out by these Evil Archers. Fireball will take them out, but now he's low in Elixir. He does not have Cage and Cycle.
And
Miner Wall Breakers in, that's a double connection.
That's huge! The pre-snowball knows that the Goblin Cage is out. Or both Goblin Cages are out with the pre-cycle there from Pandora. Moogie taking control of this, now only 291 HP. He needs a Miner, he needs a Snowball, and he needs a Poison, and he stays alive in this competition.
Going from $80,000 to $125,000 as well. That is the change in pricing for this match. There's only 1 minute, 20 seconds left here.
And good pressure here, but Moogie knows he can clean it all up because he has had immaculate defense throughout this entire game.
Mother Witch gets taken out here. Here comes the Lumberjack at the bridge. Miner Poison. I think that's going to be
That's
enough to
it,
finish
Juicy. Our former world champion of 2021 has a shot to make history, making it to our grand finals again here in 2023.